Chris is sitting in the
Yeah,
middle.
that sounds good.
Okay. Well, then I'll call the meeting to order of the North Oakland Transportation Authority on Thursday, April 18th. Mr. Young, could you do roll call,
We
please?
need to do just note it or call it off?
Note the roll, please.
Very good.
Thank you.
So noted.
Should we just have a motion to appoint a chair, just in case?
I'll make that motion that Supervisor Chris Burnett act as chair in the absence of the regular chair.
Second.
Okay. So moved by McDonald and supported by Eric. Sem, how do I say your last name? Sem?
That's good.
Sem, yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. We could stand. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Any changes to the agenda? A motion to approve the agenda as presented. Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
And supported by Flood. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. How about, let's look at the minutes. They are in front of you all.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Okay. Moved by McDonald, supported by Sem. Is there any discussion, comments, questions on the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The minutes are approved. Director's report. Miss Lynn.
Good afternoon. March numbers are up 2%, but we're still down 10% overall due to the 7 snow days in January and February. And we are officially the proud owners of 675 South Glassby in Oxford as of March 29th. So that's a woohoo. Thank you to everyone who's helped with to help make this happen. Bill Dunn and I met with Steve Auber, the architect, and he's underway drawing up plans, which I just received yesterday. And I included today because our phone and internet is down, so I wasn't able to email them to you, but I will email you. We're doing some changes, some minor changes, so when I get that, I'll send that email on to you to see the original draft drawings of the office. And after we finish the drawings, then we can start our bidding process with the contractors. I insured the building through our insurance company, Alliance for Nonprofits, and there's a 6-month policy under the vacant package, and it'll switch over to the normal policy once we move in. Larry Obrecht has a friend at the Ralph Wilson Foundation, and I've applied for a grant through them to hopefully cover some of the building costs and renovations, as well as new dispatch software. The total request was $989,294. It's a lot. I'm hoping for even some of that large amount. We'll keep you posted. And one of our driver's wives works for a company in Southfield called Workplace Solutions that was downsizing, and we were given a lot of wonderful donated office furniture. So it includes 3 cubicles, a large desk, sofa, stainless steel refrigerator, an executive conference table and 8 chairs, credenza, filing cabinets, server cabinets. We actually hired movers last Saturday. Took them 5 hours to move it. It was 3 guys, so there was a lot of furniture. It was really nice. So I wrote a letter of thanks and a donation letter to them, so it was very appreciative. Our new phone system was supposed to be installed today. It actually was installed, but our system's down because the Comcast is down, so we weren't able to try it out. But we do now have the new phone system that we were awarded about 3 years ago through a grant. It will allow hardware, it has new hardware, has headphones now for the dispatchers, and all of our calls are now being recorded, which is good. It's a better intake system with background music and messages, blah, 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 which is going to be a lot better than our old system. And I'm getting quotes for HR again. Hopefully we'll have 3 by next month. We need to probably just schedule a meeting to discuss compensation benefits, and we are in need of updating some policies as well for employees. So, also we have 2 logos are getting done today for our vans, or 2 vans are getting our new logos put on them today. They're in the process, so that's kind of been a slow process, but they're doing 2 today. They're going to try to do 2 each week, which is good. And our next meeting is scheduled for May 16th in Oxford Township. Thank you.
Thank you for the report.
Receive and file.
Okay. Moved and supported. Question on HR. Do you, the township supervisors, and I know Bruce was there, I don't think Bill was there, but got a nice presentation by an outside, by an HR firm at our meeting this week. And I'd like to give you that name to at least check with them, get another, because they were seemed like a very good group. And
Great.
so I'll follow up with you, and so we can maybe at least get another quote.
Good.
I'll make that connection with you if that's okay.
That'd be great. Thanks, Chris.
Any other comments or questions on the report? Yes, Mike?
In that regard for the HR, are we talking about June or July for discussing it, or is there not a timeline? We haven't set a meeting, right?
We have not set a meeting, you know, there's been a lot of other things that the move is, but it's definitely on my plate of
Okay.
things that need to happen. So.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other comments? All in favor of receiving and filing the director's report, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Moving on to public comments. Anyone? Crickets. Moving on to approval of the financial activity. We had something in our packet, and you have a check detail in front of us today. Lynn, do you want to add anything?
Just our total revenues over expenses. We have a net income up to date of $500,429.60. What's that? Oh, for the bills. I'm sorry. The bills are.
$33,095. I'll make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $33,995.51.
Second.
Okay. Comments, questions on that? Roll call, please.
Sink.
Yes.
Bud.
Yes.
Barnett.
Yes.
McDonald.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Dino Jean.
Yeah.
Kane.
Yes.
Young, yes.
Okay, and then now the information, the financial activity, the receive and file portion of this.
Make a motion to receive and file the financial activity.
Support.
Questions? All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, and then we go to old business. There is none. New business. The move update. I'm going to flip this back to Lynn.
Yes, I gave, just handed out a new building update today, so that just kind of summarizes kind of what's going on. Again, Steve Auburn is the architect. Bill Dunn and I asked him to make drawings for the office area. He said that the office portion drawings should cost around $5,000. We just got these original draft ones, which I've attached a copy of the office one to the back of this. Kind of try to zoom in on the office area. It's going to change a few of the rooms around. One thing with the bathrooms, for code, you have to have 3 stalls for the men and 3 for the women based on the size of the building, so that's going to have to be adjusted. We're still trying to configure how that's all going to work. He's got another draft coming soon. And we have hopefully you can understand, the dispatch the areas. It's not really changing too much. We're going to separate Doug's office and make another office for a closet server. It's like just a room to house that information or that. So we'll have some place for a closet. And then the driver's room. We have to have a door installed to go outside. That's also a code that has to get put into that room as well. So that's just kind of it doesn't change a whole lot of it, but it makes a hallway all the way through, which I think is better than the way it is right now. And when we get the updated drafts, I will email those to you. Is there any questions on the building?
Any?
What's this about construction?
I wasn't sure, like how, is this, you guys have more experience with building projects. Is it necessary to have a construction manager, or is it after we get the drawings, do you just go out for 3 general contractors and we deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, our experience, we put the whole new building up, we had a manager.
I just don't know what, since I've never been, Doug and I don't have a lot of experience.
I guess it
with
just depends
construction.
on the size and scope of the project. If it looks like it's going to be continue to grow,
Right.
and it's not something you're comfortable with,
Okay.
you or Doug kind of managing. If it's just hiring a couple contractors, you probably don't need one, but
Okay. I'm just looking for input in, because since it's something new for us, so.
the construction manager makes a percentage of the cost of what they run the project for you, but I would anticipate like our construction manager is 4.5%, which we have kind of our retention. They did our fire station, is doing our new township hall, our DPW building, but for a smaller project like this, they would want a higher percentage, it's smaller. So there's a cost for that, but then, the supposed trade-off benefit is they have a lot more experience, knowledge, they have a great bandwidth of trades that they can call on. They might be able to, sometimes there's sales pitches, they're gonna save you at least as much as what their percentage fee is than if you had just called around to try to find trades to cut doors in and do stuff like that. But, I mean, I think that I would hold off personally for now.
Okay.
And I would say maybe we should have a separate meeting
Sure.
with whoever's interested on this board, but for sure Bruce and Bill and me,
Sure.
because we can say, like, we know Royal Roofing is the roofer, we all know some trades that we could say, I know a door guy or whatever, and maybe we could just
Perfect.
line up, and Joe might be good to include in that too, just because we are working with these. So
Great.
that's my 2 cents.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like you say, these guys have, sometimes they have a lot more access to good contractors to get better prices. And they know their background, and all that, so you probably save that money that you pay.
I assume it goes without saying that we're going to try to contract with local businesses.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
We're gonna try to twist arms. Yeah, exactly.
No, thank
Not yours. We'll heal first.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, Sam Ashley he walked the building, and I know Lynn met him. I don't know if anybody else sitting here was there that day, but he did that for free. He's the guy. He did that as a favor, I would say. But I don't know that we need to hire Cunningham Webb. They do big projects. I think we put together a list of things we need to accomplish, and probably have Steve Auger, Doug, you, Bruce, Joe, like 7 or 8 of us at a table, and basically say, all right, go through the list and see where we can assign tasks, is what I would recommend, not volunteering to be a part of that.
No, I think Bruce would be up for that. I'll volunteer.
Good,
And I'll volunteer Bill,
good.
so we're good.
No, that's
See
good.
how easy that is?
All right, so that's good. That's a great update. Was there a motion to receive and file the new building update?
There's still a little bit more that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The second part was a sign for the building front. I've got a quote coming from Northern Sign. I still haven't received it yet. Just trying to get an idea of what that cost will be. I did find out through the village what, obviously requires a permit, what the fees are, application fees and permit fees and contractor registration fees. So right now, the sign that's there is not reusable, but it does have power going to it, so we'll probably use that in some way. And so I'm looking to get that quote. I'll share that when I get it. I filled out the paperwork for the tax exempt status to be filled with the county. I'll turn that in Monday and get that. And then again, probably going along with what you said, Chris, I was asking roofers, we need to get 3 quotes. We do have 1, but we need to get 2 more. So if anybody knows of any local quotes, I would love to have those names. So maybe we do that in a different meeting or whatever you think. And the same thing with professional engineers. He gave us the estimate for the CO detectors and the ventilation system. Again, we need to get 2 more bids. So if anybody knows of any good local companies that does those engineering type of bids, that would be great. And I think there's a question whether the architect, like Steve Auger, should draw up the specs for the ventilation system, or is it just the engineering that does that? These are kind of questions that I'm not really sure where to go with. And I know that Steve said he could do it, but that's going to cost more, so I'm not sure really if you just go to the engineers, just to make sure you're comparing apples to apples, to make sure or do we start with what PEA gave us and then use based on what they said, go to others and see if we can get a similar bid for that?
I would just, my 2 cents is, I would send an email.
right.
I'm asking you, please, to
I
send an
will.
email to the people that I've named. Is anybody else that's sitting here? I'm not trying to exclude anyone if they're really interested in being involved in this
Okay.
meeting. Anybody else? But I would send an email to Joe, Bill, Bruce, Chris,
Yep.
and let's have a meeting, because I think we can hammer out a lot of these things.
Perfect. Okay.
And then if we can't, I'm confident we can come up with a strategy on each of these items and kind of divvy up the work.
Great.
I think that's a good approach.
Thank you. Just needed some.
You know, like,
Should we make a formal ad hoc committee? Or is that not necessary? I mean,
no, it's a good idea.
it kind of gives you
Like
some
a,
authority.
yeah, it's a good idea.
You make the motion, I'll support it.
I'll make that motion.
That's support.
Because with the members that,
Get that record.
up to 5 members of the board.
Yeah, so the members that have been either volunteered or have, Joe, you nodded, you're okay with coming, right?
Yeah.
So Joe Young, Bruce was volunteered, Bill was volunteered, and I volunteered. So the 4 of us, the motion is to appoint the 4 of those people to the ad hoc committee.
Second.
Okay, we have support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, so we can hammer those things out.
And the last thing is just the renting options, just talking about possible options for the back half that we're going to rent out the 10,000 square feet. Things that I've heard, and I'm sure everyone has different opinions on that as well, but Carl Sorowski, the real estate agent that we dealt with, said he knows a company that would like to lease a space just for a few months to store this vehicle. It's like a big thing they use in movies to repair it for $1,200 a month. The problem is I'm not sure if we can do repairs currently because we don't have drains and everything's set up in there, so I'm not sure if that would work or not. He also said he knows a few LED light manufacturers looking to lease 8 to 10,000, or looking to lease 8 to 10,000 square feet, and he suggests $650 a square foot plus taxes and insurance, which would be about $65,000 a year. He suggests a 3-year lease with an option to renew at a bump of 5. That's just his suggestions, so I just want to pass that along. Obviously, he would also like, he would personally like to lease the property and put a sign up, and he would get 6% of the base terms of the lease. Kensington Church also had some interest for their Full Throttle ministry. This is where they repair vehicles for like single women, and they usually do about 50 cars a year. I spoke to Fred Bush, who's in charge of it. They currently are at Rochester and 15 Mile. They're paying like $500 a month, really nothing. But they're getting kicked out of that building. They're not sure exactly when it's going to be. They're going to have a 2-month notice, but they haven't received that notice yet. I'm just wondering its potential. The good things with them is that maybe we can make a deal. They can repair our vehicles in exchange for cheaper rent. They're also nonprofit, so we wouldn't have to pay property taxes. So I mean, those are 2 positive in that area. They're only there a couple days a week. They do like Saturdays and Monday nights. So it's like they really wouldn't be in the property very much, but that's what they do. Just something to think about, because our budget for repairs is $80,000, maintenance is $45,000. It's just something to possibly think about. I talked to, like I said, Fred Bush, they were going to have a meeting, and he's going to contact me to see if they have any interest. I think they were looking for something south because they wanted to be more central, maybe not too far north, but he said, they really don't have anything in mind right now. And I also like to get bids to possibly grade the back area and fence it for possible lease space for outdoor, like boats or motorhomes, at least get pricing to see if that would be something economical.
Are we allowed to do that on that property with the village?
Yes,
Did you
because
check
there's some around the corner, and they all do it there as well, so there's quite a bit of outdoor storage. So that's a possibility that we could, if that's something to work with.
That would
Try to-
affect our tax position.
We'd have to pay taxes on that portion, for sure, but it doesn't hurt to get prices on what it would cost to, because it doesn't look like it'd be too much with grading, so contact a few graders. If you guys know of any graders also, let me know, or fencers. And then I'm just asking for other ideas, but again, for renting the space, if you guys know of anybody. The last things were the donated furniture and the application for the grant, which we already filed. So.
The Full Throttle, are they interested in paying like market rate rent, or they're just wanting to like pay a discounted rate and use the space? How would
They
that work?
obviously were looking for a discounted rate. Like I said, they realized that that it would be more than what they're currently paying. They didn't really say what they could afford, but I'm sure we could. I think probably potentially could be some type of adjustment.
They definitely, I mean, I'm very familiar with that group, but they would not be looking to pay, they would not, they don't have a budget to pay
Right.
market rate. But I do really like the idea of a trade potentially. That's a great idea. I mean, that would almost be like paying rent. And they're an awesome organization. And I just know that they've helped several of our residents that were in great need. And could be a really good in-kind arrangement. So I don't know that we need a motion unless someone thinks we do, but I would just, I like just kind of telling our director, Lynn, that yes, please explore all options, and maybe, you know, at our next meeting, let us know what you're finding out. You know, any other thoughts on this?
How soon was that movie theater, or that movie? Is that something that's ASAP or is that?
Yeah, that's something that's pretty soon. What I'm not sure about is, they said they have to repair this vehicle. I don't know what that entails, because we don't have a place for oil, or the drains and things aren't in there, and I don't know exactly. Do you want me to pursue that? It looks like it's just 2 to 3 months time frame for 12 and above.
I'm concerned about, we're going to be doing things to the building. I really don't think it's a good idea to have another a tenant
Yeah.
in there when that's going on.
Till we get
It
things
might
all
mess,
done.
it might mess our plans up, you know, cause delays or whatever, plus any liability.
I mean, I don't think we're dying for the revenue today, right? So I think that's smart, Mike. I kind of agree. Let's get moved in and set up, like, at least us occupy it before we start.
You need a motion on that, or you just you can tell them no?
No, that's, he just threw those out. He
Okay.
just wrote me an email, and I wanted to share it with you.
And the only thing I would say to that is I would, Carl Sarowski is a very good realtor. He's very aggressive. And I would like to reserve the right for NODA to not, I don't want to enter a relationship with him yet.
We should, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I don't, any of these ideas, I don't want to have him come back to us and say, hey, you know, I want 6% down the road. Like, that's the only thing I think that needs action by the board to sign that would require action by the board to sign a contract.
Yes.
So I think that right now, we can just give you the authority under your job duties anyway to bring ideas to us, but I'm not in favor of signing a contract with anybody yet, personally.
Right. Okay.
I concur.
Thank you.
That was a nice way of saying it, by the way. I know these are recorded. All right, and we do appreciate Carl's help in finding the building and helping us purchase it. So, anything else on that?
No, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you. So, a motion to receive and file the move update.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Carries unanimously. And then the grant application was the other item on new business. Lynn?
I just included the budget, just so you know what I applied for. You know, like I said, I would be thrilled if we got anything, but basically applied for 50% of the building cost, 75% of the building renovations, including renovating the other side that we are going to occupy, to put ventilation there, to put drains in there, and also the dispatch software, which is $155,000, to pay 75% of that. So, you know, fingers crossed. We're supposed to have lunch. Larry Obrick is meeting the lady from New York who runs this grant, and we're supposed to have lunch with her sometime, so
Awesome.
we'll see.
I don't think we need any action. I don't think there's any action on there. Thank you, Lynn. Great. Thanks for the update. Is there public comments now? How about receiving and filing the monthly rider and mileage reports?
So moved.
Support.
Comments or questions to Lynn? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That carries unanimous. Board member comments?
Nothing.
Nothing? Are you positive?
Why am I?
Okay, Margaret says nothing. Mike Flood?
Thank you, Lynn. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
You and your team.
Wonderful.
No comments.
Uh,
I have no comments. Great job. We're excited, Carla.
Going back to the HR quotes, I'm aware of a nonprofit that Okay. Outsources their HR, if you need another quote, I can have them contact you.
That'd be great.
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Mike?
No, good job. Any idea when the new vehicles will be in service? 2 new buses?
We ordered one.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll take 6 months before it's delivered, so quite a long wait.
That's it?
Eric?
Yeah, me too. You did a great job. And I think I asked this before. Is there a projected move-in date for the building that you're shooting for?
We're not really sure, but I did speak with John Fitzgerald from Lake Warren Schools, and I talked to him, and I said, we're not sure how long we're going to be there, but I said it'll probably be the end of the summer. I have no idea how long the construction will take, but that's kind of what we're hoping, is to get in by the end of the summer, and he said, that's fine. He's like, he was fine with us moving on, whatever. I said, I just want to keep you updated on where we're at, so he was.
Well, it's nice to have projected
Right.
goal,
Yeah.
target date, I guess.
We're hoping that summer.
Okay.
Yes. And maybe it'll be sooner, but.
Well,
seems
it's good, it moves up, that's great too.
Right.
Okay, great. That's all I.
Did what is the garage area? Did they do some cleaning in the?
They cleared everything out.
Okay.
They really did. They
The
cleared-
Left, but they left the compressor, right?
They left the compressor,
Good.
but all the other stuff, they came in.
Do we need to do any, I guess they're gonna cut the drains and stuff, so that needs to happen, but we might wanna look at some floor finish at some point. We'll talk about that as our subcommittee,
Great.
just to keep it clean in there.
Perfect. Oh, yes.
Joe, anything?
No, thank you.
All right, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? 5 PM on the nose.
Right.
We're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.